What's up, everybody? Don't pay attention to the mess back there. We're moving. What are you going to do, right? Nerd Theory. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you like what you're seeing with Blu-rays and all that stuff and television and anime, we talk about a lot of the stuff here. So hit that subscribe button, and thanks a lot for the follow. With that being said, I'm going to go over the rest of the Blu-rays that I have acquired over the month of July. We're like the beginning of August now. Majority of the ones I already have videos on. They're all Criterion animes mostly. But these are the other ones that came in that were not part of that at all. So, number one, I'm going to start with To Live and Die in L.A. William Friedkin directed. Actually, it had more people in this than I realized. William L. Peterson, Willem Dafoe, what was it? John Turturro. Yeah. I mean, I kind of have a love-hate with William Friedkin movies. Some of them hit, some of them don't. This one hit a little more, even though I didn't think the script was that good as far as like the dialogue's concerned. But overall, I had a great. It's very 80s. Wang Chung did the soundtrack. A lot of good action, a really good car chase, which isn't really surprising. If you've ever seen The French Connection, same director, I believe. So that's not too surprising with that. But overall, I really liked it. And I'll do a video on everything I watched in July through Letterboxd. So this one is the Kino one. Transfer was great. Sound was fine. Nothing wrong with the sound. Very more front heavy than anything, I would say. But pretty good. Next up is another Kino Lorber. This is the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the original one that had Walter Matthau and Robert Shaw in it. This one was actually very surprising. Walter Matthau, I never thought would be. I always envisioned Walter Matthau as like in Grumpy Old Men, and I forget that he had a career before then for whatever reason, and he was in Dennis the Menace and things like that. That I saw him in when I was growing up. But with this one, I thought this was actually really good. Basically, someone takes over a group of men take over a subway train. They won $1 million. Walter Matthau is kind of over the whole subway transit thing, and I thought it was really well done. It's I mean, I think there's better movies from the 70s out there, but Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, you could do a lot worse. This one had DTS sound on it. It sounded really good as well in the 4K. And Kino Lorber, once again, as far as the visual and the transfer, knocked it out of the park. Haven't opened up this one yet, but this is the favorite here in the household. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I got the Steelbook edition in 4K. I haven't watched it yet. I know there are some other channels that actually have done a review on it, and they say it's a really good transfer, so I'm going to have to check that out at some point. So I've got that. Next up is going to be kind of divisive for a lot of people, but I'm just showing off the Blu-ray, not really doing much of a review of the movies themselves for the most part. But Skidamarink, that premiered on Shudder, that became popular through TikTok, I believe. Now, I understand, like, if you're like, oh, Skidamarink, that was awful. Like, I get it. I understand why someone would not like Skidamarink. However, I guess I'm a person that just enjoys seeing people win. And with this one, for the $35,000 it took to make this movie and what it was, I think it was pretty well executed overall. There is going to be like the argument of like, well, it's nothing but jump scares using loud noises, which, okay, fine. I'll give you that. But there's one sequence in here when he goes into the parents' bedroom that was terrifying. So I liked it overall. I know it's not for everybody. I understand that 100%, but I like Skidamarink, and I got it on the Steelbook from Walmart. Next up, probably one of my favorite series of all time. If you haven't seen it, the IT Crowd. I go through this series probably once a year. Not that many episodes in the grand scheme of things. It is British comedy, but this series kind of put actor Richard Ayoade up to the forefront as far as a director and as an actor as well. And Chris O'Dowd, too. Also, Laszlo, Matt Berry, from What We Do in the Shadows. This is one of his first shows, too. So, I think this show is hilarious. If you can find it, it's on Netflix, actually. You can watch it on Netflix. I suggest checking it out. One I've never seen that I got on Whatnot for a decent price, which is an auction site. And there's a link in the description below. So if you're interested in getting Blu-rays in 4Ks for a cheaper price, go to whatnot.com. Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean. Never seen it. But if I'm going to see it, I figure I might as well watch it in 4K for the first time, right? So I got that. Next up, I did a review on this one. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the Michael Bay produced version of it. Out of all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies in the world, this is not the one I would want to go to 4K. The original one still, I think, needs to come to 4K because that's my favorite one. But there is a lot of good things about this movie, besides the fact that they are monstrous in size. That's probably my only real complaint about the movies. But it was actually a really good transfer. It's really good sound quality. I almost gave it like demo worthy. But if you enjoyed the Turtles, you could do a lot worse. Gremlins in 4K. I don't really have anything to say about this. This Gremlins. It's a classic especially for the holidays. Great 80s movie. Next up is the first of the reboot, the original Halloween. Not the original, but Halloween of the new trilogy of Halloweens, because there's like, I don't know, 15 now or whatever it is. But I did like this movie. The sequels, I was kind of whatever about, but I did like this one, so I went ahead and picked it up in 4K. Next up, a movie that doesn't get talked about enough, I don't think, is the kind of the reboot of Candyman, quasi-sequel to Candyman. I thought this one was really stylish. I thought it looks great on 4K. Sound was great as well. I did like this one a lot. If you've seen the original Candyman with Tony Todd, I suggest you check this one out because it is a little bit of a sequel slash reboot. So do that. I already had this on 4K, but I like slipcases a lot, so I went ahead and got the Essentials collection of The Big Lebowski on 4K. I haven't watched it yet. I don't think the transfer is going to be any different, but it has a little bit more stuff in there, which you could get this on Amazon as well, I think, still, hopefully. And then finally, the one I thought I missed out on, because every time I looked online, it was sold out at some of the places I go to. But Second Sight's version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 4K, this special edition one, this huge box. Haven't watched it yet, don't know what the transfer's like. I hear good things, but this was the one that I really wanted the most. And one of the websites finally had it in. I don't know how many they had in, but they had one at least, and I just scooped it up when I saw it on there as for sale. So this is a 3-disc set, one UHD, two Blu-rays, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. Second Sight is actually one of my favorite ones right now. I think they've been knocking it out of the park as far as their presentation of the actual Blu-rays and the transfers as well. So that's it. That's all the rest of July 2023 as far as my Blu-ray collecting. I'm Brian with Nerd Theory. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down. To me, it's all the same. I'm just glad you came. Take it easy.